Hello everyone, welcome back to Simulated Heaven, and I've got a crowdfunding project for you. This time a positive one. The last time that I did a video on a crowdfunding thing, I was doing a comment video on Project Cars 2, which in my opinion is kind of the complete wrong time that you should do crowdfunding. Anyway, I already did a separate video about that. If you want my opinion on that, you can go watch that video. But I thought I would do a video on this Reiza sim racing bonanza. I actually funded this, or I contributed to this quite a while ago. I think about a week or week and a half ago. But someone made a comment on another video saying, why don't I do a video on this? And I think that's a good idea. I mean, I've actually been very busy with my real life. That's why I've not been making videos. But I thought a quick video like this, why not? And hopefully it will help them to raise more money. You can see they've got 19 days left. They've raised 32,669 US, and they would like to do 78,000. But you can see it says flexible funding. So it's not like those ones where if you don't hit the 78,000 you'll get zero. Flexible funding, I believe that means that whatever is pledged they will get, which I think is fair enough, because essentially they are quite a small niche market. They're not very well known, they're just growing, so yeah. Why is this a good, in my opinion, I'll say in my opinion, why is this a good crowdfunding example? Well, first of all, Reiza Studios are a very small studio. They have not been around for very long. They've been developing game Stock Car, which is now Stock Car Extreme. Basically, they started out making their own sim title based on the R-Factor 1 engine. They started out just basically with the community, like with the hardcore sim racing community, were the first ones to really get into it. And then recently, I think about 4 or 5 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, I can't remember exactly, but they released their game on Steam. So then you might ask, why are they doing this sim racing bonanza, this crowdfunding? Well, they do explain everything. So if you have any kind of doubts about this, you should just have a look at the page on Indiegogo. I'll put a link. Basically, they're saying that they would like to increase the scope of the development that they can do. They're a very small developer, they're a very small, limited kind of budget developer, so they're hoping that this extra money will help them to add more features to see, to improve. So they want to add graphics and audio enhancements, physics developments to include tire damage, realistic drivetrain modeling, enhanced FFB, new high-res UI design and HUD system, support for long-distance races, automatic steering ratio adjustment, and support for more controller inputs and newer hardware. Custom championship tool so users can build their own seasons for offline racing. This is just basically an estimation of what they would like to do, essentially. And then they've got this official multiplayer structure for dedicated servers running 24/7 under a defined scheduled, featuring all our series, aiming to provide a go-to place for public multiplayer racing. A hot lap ranking fed from the servers. Seasonal prize even, giving official competitions. Okay, so then they've just basically got a list of, I would say this is like the wish list of what they would like to develop in terms of new cars and tracks. So we got like V8s, like the Aussie V8, the Mitsubishi Lancer Cup, officially licensed. Alright, because I believe they already had this car out with the Marcus, whatever that funny little game was called, Marcus de Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. This is like a truck here. It looks like a Brazilian version of the stock car trucks, like the American, but this is like the Brazilian version. It looks like to me. Formula V10, some tracks here. Montreal Modern, Velocita, and then maybe, hopefully, even things like Rallycross and Super Trucks. Now this would be great, wouldn't it? Rallycross and Super Truck. I think a lot of people are very excited by this. Yeah, and then obviously they would like to develop the current things that they already have as well. And then it's like, why should I contribute? Well, they've said, if we do not succeed raising these extra funds, we unfortunately can no longer financially justify continuing updating these games free of charge with new sales revenue alone. So while any eventual developments will benefit all GSCE and F-Truck owners, contributors will be playing a fundamental role in making these features become a reality, as well as giving us a valuable boost towards the development of our next project. And of course, there are also a bunch of super cool perks. So also, they're basically funding, I believe, into the next game that they'll be making. So yeah, so what I believe has happened is, I believe that, you know, obviously these days lots of people think when they get onto Steam, or I think maybe a year or a few years ago, if you were able to get your game onto Steam, you would usually, if the game is good, you would usually then be able to expand to a larger market and earn quite a lot more in the sales. However, I think this is kind of changing, because basically Steam has got so bloated with so many like apps, games, well, and apps. They do have apps as well, but on the game front, it's just bloated with so many new games every day, and there's loads of crap games in there as well, frankly. So I think this means that the whole Steam thing has been severely diluted. So what I think, these guys released GameStop Extreme 3-4 months ago on Steam. I think they've made some decent amount of money from that, but I think you would have probably imagined that the sales from that has now dropped off, and they probably didn't sell quite as much as they'd hoped, I would imagine. It's still quite a niche, small, kind of unheard of game, really. And you can see this by having a look at how many people are online at any one time through Steam on this game. It's not that many. So this is their way of crowdfunding future development, and I fully support this. Reiza have been a really good, you know, their track record of development has been excellent for such a small developer. Since I've owned GameStop Car Extreme, or since I own the original game Stock Car, they updated that game for free for a long time, and then they released GameStop Car Extreme, and I believe I had to buy it again, but I believe both times it was only around the 30 US mark, so it's not loads of money. And again, they have been regularly giving free updates for GameStop Car Extreme. They've got a really good track record of giving free updates, and for really working hard to develop their game as much as possible. And well, the game at the moment, GameStop Car Extreme, is amazing, and I will be really interested to see what they can do with a little bit of extra funding. You know, hopefully it will help to propel them further and propel the games that they output a bit further, which I'm more than happy to do. And like I said, if you do have any questions about this, you can visit their Indiegogo page. I kind of get the impression that the amount funded so far, most of it is probably from the hardcore sim racing crowd like myself, the people that love this studio, love what they stand for, love their past history of updating their games, and the games they have made being awesome. So I imagine most of the money they've raised so far is from those kind of hardcore guys. However, I think now they kind of need a bit of a push from other people outside of that. So it'd be great to see that this starts to push up further. Okay guys, I think I've rambled on enough. I do apologise. I've rambled on for like 10 minutes now, a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. Whoops, I do sometimes have a habit to ramble. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.